Yeah. Okay. So a Tzaddik Ador means the head righteous person in the generation, the Moses of the generation, the Rebbe Nachman of the generation. And where I was from in America, we're taught a few things. One, don't follow a spiritual teacher that takes money. And number two, don't follow a spiritual teacher who abuses their power. So my Rav, who about 10,000 of us think is the Tzaddik Ador, his name's Rav Eliezer Berland. He's, people are really against him for both these reasons. There's a big, mostly the abuse of power. There's a lot of accusations about him abusing his power. And then also he receives money for something in Breslov called a pidyon. That means when you give money to a tzaddik to pray for you, it's usually about illness, but people do it for whatever. If they haven't had a child or they want the Rav to pray for them to have success in a business, something, it's called a pidyon. And people really get riled up about these two things, right? Especially the first one, but a lot the second. And with Rav Berland, there's just like, it's just like with the Lubavitcher Rebbe, there's just one story after another about people that had miraculous life changes from being connected to him. And myself, I had a lot of wonderful experiences so far on the ride. And yeah, so a pidyon, people think of it like they think, what, I'm going to give charity to the rabbi? People are thinking about it wrong. It's when you go to a doctor, you're not giving charity to the doctor. You're giving pay to the doctor, and the doctor's working to help you. So how much more so with the rabbi who you think is the greatest in the generation to give your money to him for him to help you, right? I had a problem with this whole idea for a long time too, and it only really broke when I started living around the community and spending time around him and seeing what happened with people and the connection. And it's hard from the outside to understand. But for that matter, in Sefer Midot, Rabbi Nachman says, drawing close to tzaddikim, likrav la tzaddikim betircha mista ya'a milta tefei la'avoda ha-borei. Drawing close to tzaddikim with strenuous effort is more propitious for serving God. So a lot of people have a hard time coming to Rav Berland, and but it's supposed to be hard, right? People think, how can I come to someone who has accusations against him? That's the whole point, right? The one of my favorite Rabbi Nachman stories is called the rabbi and his son. It's all about, it's a long story. I can tell it to you or tell you where to find it, but basically it's about a young man who tries to go to Tzaddik, and he has all these obstacles along the way. Like, that's the name of the game. If in a hero action movie, if there was no challenges, it would be a boring hero action movie. You know, the same thing here. So but yeah, so I always say, listen, forget about Rav Berland. If you have your doubts and you don't want me to schlep you over, fine. But I do say, if you don't want to come, who do you think is the head righteous person in this generation, and how can I support you to go to them? You know, the usual list is, there's the Amshanavar in Bayat Vaga, and there's Rav Davud Abu Etzera in near Sfat. There's Rav Chaim Kanievsky in Bnei Brak. There's a few regular addresses of people who they're trying to go to the top, and they go to these people. So if you don't want to come to Rav Berland, and you want support to find who you think is the head tzaddik of the generation, Rav Yitzhak Ginsburg, that's a lot of people connected to Chabad, go to him. If you want support to do this, I'd love to help you, because I can barely talk to people anymore who aren't like trying to find who it is, right? Why? Because I feel like most of what they're doing is just a subconscious reaction to try to blow off the whole topic, you know? Because when we try to find who we think is the head tzaddik of the generation, if we get close to them, naturally, it's not going to be easy. They're going to give us instructions that are a big challenge, and if we really think they're the head of the generation, then we're going to want to try to follow those instructions, right? So it's not an easy process, right? You see what I'm saying? Yeah.